Hello and welcome to Kindred Essence Tarot and to my latest reading, which is on are they a narcissist, sociopath, or what dark triad, dark tetrad personality disorder do they have? Are they a narcissist, a sociopath, psychopath? What is their dark triad or dark tetrad personality type? But also we're going to kind of deep dive into the psychology of sort of what's behind this. Why are they like this? So I find these psychological deep dives to be interesting. So I hope you enjoy that. So think of a person who has sort of a dark, or you might suspect has a sort of a dark triad, dark tetrad personality type. And we're going to deep dive into it, what they have in terms of that dark, the dark personality disorder type, like sociopathy, psychopathy, etc. And what is the psychological sort of, or even spiritual or emotional basis or childhood basis for it? Like what's the sort of basis for it? Because we're going to see if there's a reason behind it, what it is and what is the reason. So let's get started. Think of a particular person and let's do a reading to see what the cards have to say. Pile number 1. Okay, we've got the 3 of Wands. It's interesting. That's the childhood card right here. The 6 of Cups. I think of it like that. So I'm already getting that it's something to do with emotional pain and longing in childhood. So it was like a deep hole that was put in them in childhood. And let's see what the disorder is. I'm getting it could be 2 different disorders, but it's like this hole of absolute emptiness was put into them when they were a child. It could be somebody absent or they just felt completely abandoned. So that was sort of the basis for their dark triad personality. No excuse for it. Yeah. And let's see what else. King of Cups. I'm getting they wish that they had, but I'm getting this is a completely unconscious wish. I'm getting there's a lot of unconscious stuff going on. They wish that they had a good, like, sort of like a stable emotional influence, but they didn't have this, and this is why they ended up. But what disorder do they have? Let's see. I'm hearing that that their disorder involves creating a lot of chaos for those around them, and that could be sociopathy. I'm getting kind of more of a sociopathy vibe. And then the devil. We've got the devil here. Interesting. So the devil is sort of so I'm hearing that they could have just a lot of like addictive issues, and also getting into, it's sort of like they're kind of like, what mischief can I get into? Like they're kind of a dangerous, I'm getting a really dangerous person. So I'm getting, if they're not a full-blown sociopath, they've got sociopathy elements, right? Because it's on a sliding scale type thing, or a scale, not a sliding scale. I guess that's not the right words, but, and then Queen of Swords. And I'm hearing they could actually physically attack people. They could also attack people with words, but it's sort of like, it's like they have this, I'm seeing that they, because of their deep, like, sense of absolute abandonment and just sort of a lack of emotional nurturing and lack of emotional stability. It's like they have a lot of sociopathy elements of, how they're getting into trouble, getting into mischief and stuff like that. And it's almost like to feel something. It's sort of like they circle from one vice to another. That's what I hear with the 7 of Cups and the devil. It's sort of like they circle from one vice to another. And I'm hearing in some cases they could actually be a sociopath, but in some cases they're a part sociopath. That's what I'm hearing. Like they've been sociopath when they've like maybe gotten involved in the wrong crowd, so they've turned to that direction. But they kind of, there's a part of them too that there could be that kind of wants to not quite be as like bad, but then a part of them that is bad. So it's sort of like they're fighting this constant. So I'm not hearing that they're not a psychopath, but they have sociopath. They could be a sociopath or have sociopathic elements, but it's sort of like they're trying to, you know, like I said, sort of, they may be trying to move beyond this, but they don't. But it's sort of like it's like they go back to square one, because it's just like they haven't dealt with their trauma of just complete abandonment and just not having any kind of stable nurturing, is that's what I'm hearing. And so they're always searching for something. So then they're searching, their emotional searching to deal with their childhood has led them to really sociopathic elements of society and to sociopathic behavior. Yeah, it's like, it's really, it's led them to, yeah, sociopathic behavior. So, yeah, so it's sort of like you kind of want to, I'm hearing that they can be kind of a dangerous person to somebody you want to sort of stay clear of. There's somebody that you want to sort of stay clear of. Let's see if there's any other messages. Let's see. Yeah, I'm hearing that you may want to, like, this person is like, they're kind of, I'm hearing either you may want it may be wise for you to get away from this person, because they could actually be kind of dangerous, I'm hearing. But I'm also hearing that they've gotten, in some cases, they've gotten involved with these sociopathic elements in order to get away from themselves. Like, it's like, but it's like, I keep on getting, because I got the World, and it's sort of like they keep on coming full circle. It's like a part of them wants to be okay in some cases, but they just can't get away from it. So I'm hearing in some cases their behavior could be dangerous because of they can't really get it together, and it's like it's kind of, it could be of concern. So I'm hearing if you realize that they're like bad, then I'd get away from them. I'd get away from them. If you realize that, and sort of, I'm also getting they could kind of be, they could really have inappropriate boundaries, I'm hearing, and like kind of inappropriate behavior at times. It could be part of their sociopathic, out of control behavior. But yeah, I'm hearing use your intuition to know how to deal with them. You can trust yourself. All right, pile number 2. What do we have here? We've got, so are they a sociopath, psychopath, narcissist, and sort of we're diving into the like psychology of this. So let's see what the psychology or the reason, the spiritual reason, whatever that would be. So I'm hearing that this person, I'm hearing they're giving me narcissistic vibes. They're kind of, they've got an energy of being like, I'm too good for you. And then, oh, interesting, we've got the childhood card again, and it's sort of like, I'm hearing they could be quite, the reason they're this way, because they've had a very belligerent, abusive father, I'm hearing in some cases, and it's sort of a way of being, and they've got all this emotional stuff going on, and because of that, they're very like snotty. So I'm getting a narcissistic vibes to them. I'm giving like a narcissistic vibe, and it's sort of like I'm hearing that for them they are just very much not like a very chaotic like household, is that they had and yeah, they wanted stability, they wanted the King of Cups, but instead they got the King of Wands, which is like yeah, I'm getting like a male figure was very harsh and demeaning, and because of that they just kind of, they have, and I'm hearing they could have slightly narcissistic elements, but in some cases they're super narcissistic. Like I'm hearing it runs the gamut from being, yeah, slightly narcissistic to super narcissistic and super and it just sort of, yeah, it runs the gamut. And I'm hearing something that they don't want people to know is that they feel very, very trapped. So it's sort of like, it's almost an energy of secrecy to this narcissist. They could be a covert narcissist or an overt narcissist, but it's sort of like, and I'm hearing they're not likely to change their ways because it's almost impossible for this person to do that. Is that they've got a very entrenched personality. They've got a very entrenched, in some cases, and they're basically essentially very I'm hearing they can be very foolish is what I'm hearing. They can be very foolish and sort of I'm hearing that this could be somebody who's very like foolish in love, or foolishly they go after, like they have this weird side, like I'm hearing they have a weird side where they just like almost like they're narcissists, but they could also have this sort of histrionic side of doing dramatic things. Like they alternate between being secretive to doing like really like crazy things and getting in people's like, and it's like sometimes their behavior shocks other people. And sometimes people are shocked by their narcissism. They're very shocked by their behavior. But it comes down to that, like just a really, like a belligerent, obnoxious, like father figure is what I'm getting. Like a really, and let's see what else we can get. We've got 5 from the bottom. We've got, yeah, it's sort of like there's something that's not quite touching ground, like, because it's sort of like they had to escape, so they developed, and this is what happens, how sometimes people develop. So I'm getting like disorders, but I'm hearing they really had to escape, and they're particular, and there's many, I mean there's like 20 or 22 different personality disorders, and they're not all a dark triad type, but I'm hearing that this person, they developed sort of a really inflated ego in order to deal with their kind of stuff, in a really obnoxious energy to deal with their, and it's almost like they feel, instead of like what can happen, right, is when, like I'm hearing they had a really obnoxious, unloving father type thing, and either in that situation people can become either, you know, people pleasers, or they can become really that way themselves. So I'm hearing this person, like they grew up into a narcissistic household, and instead of becoming, you know, the enabling people pleaser, nice, their coping mechanism was, well, I'll if I can't beat them, I'll join them, I'll become like the narcissist. So that's sort of the crux of that. This person became narcissistic because they grew up in a very narcissistic home. They grew up in a very narcissistic home where they feel, yeah, like they have to just beat everybody, and just they may even try and beat other people down in the way that they've been beaten down too. So yeah, narcissistic vibes for pile 2. Interesting. Now it's time to move on to pile number 3. Hello, pile number 3. Let's see, what do we have for, what is their dark triad personality like, and where did it come from? So 2 of Pentacles, or 2 of Wands, or maybe I said 2 of Pentacles, so maybe it could be that too, because I just said that, and sometimes we just, you know, it'll be like the card that's almost the same. So let's see. Interesting. So 4 cards. We've got the 2 of Wands, the Temperance in reverse, the Death upright, and the 9 of Pentacles. So I'm hearing this is somebody who is very sly, is what I'm hearing. They're very sly. So they almost give me a psychopath or sociopath vibe with a little touch of narcissism. And it's sort of like, I'm hearing that they grew up in a very, very dark household, is what I'm hearing with that. Very dark household, but it was kind of a mind F for them, because it looked on the surface to be very like it was very much okay. What I'm hearing is they grew up in a household where it was like there was it just felt like death being in it. It felt like death, and there was no. It was the opposite of healing. It was just absolute darkness. It could be some very dark stuff that went on, and I won't say but you can imagine the kind of dark stuff that went on, and it's sort of like in their household, but there was also this sort of pretense to everybody that everything was fine. So where this really dark stuff was going on, it was like, oh, everything's like, it's like their family made sure to make it seem like everything was fine. So it's like it was very crazy making. So I'm hearing this person grew up in a very crazy making home, and it's like but contrasting with the like, oh, your household is so great. And I'm hearing some people might have seen it, but some people didn't, and it just made them crazy. Like, and I'm hearing sometimes there'd be people who'd be trying to like figure out what was going on, but I'm hearing dark stuff was going on, like, of a certain types of stuff that was going on that was quite dark, very dark. And it's like they had a choice, like, were they going to be the victor or the victim? And they really did not want to be the victim. So they decided they didn't want to be at the mercy of anybody. So they became really like sly, psychopathic, sociopathic, and it's due to great heartbreak that they had. Great heartbreak that they had, and great evil even. I'm hearing like just great evil, and it was like all behind closed doors, and it was like just so a really bad existence growing up. And then it's like and it just I'm hearing the word dark. So yeah, dark types of stuff went on. And yeah, like it's so that's, and then let's see what else about their personality. They felt very separate, very broken off from their own self, is what I'm hearing. Very, very separate from their own self, and just completely unloved. And because of that, it's sort of like they're afraid to hope. They were afraid to hope. And because of that, it became really, really almost Machiavellian. So I'm getting 3 prongs here. Because for some it could be psychopath, for some it could be sociopath, some it could be Machiavellianism. It could be like somebody who feels that they have to do everything to turn, because almost like things were so hard, they feel like they have to do anything to get what they want. Like they feel like they have to do anything to get what they want, and to so it's sort of like but it's like, so yeah, I'm hearing they could maybe steal stuff. They could steal stuff from other people. They could be almost a corporate, yeah, and then we got the Page of Pentacles. I'm getting petty thief here, like petty thief. And it's almost because they feel so deprived of sort of like a sense of nurturance. Because I'm hearing, yeah, they had a really bad, childhood where there were very dark stuff went on. And not only did really dark stuff go on, but they were just completely like deprived of any sort of nurturance of any sort. So it's sort of like their way of getting power is to steal from other people, because they basically yeah, it's like their way of regaining power is to just to take from, so that they could be a thief. And I'm getting the Knight of Pentacles. It's sort of like they try and, like, it's a sociopathy vibe. So it's sort of like get what they want by any means possible. Machiavellianism. And basically, I'm hearing, watch their hands. They have, or like, they may even be a pickpocket or something. They may be, like, try and get things that aren't theirs. I'm hearing a sleight of hand. I mean, a lot of manipulative Machiavellian, so kind of a getting Machiavellian sociopathy. In some cases, I'm hearing they might break into people's houses to get what they want, but sometimes it's just they'll steal stuff like in a less, like maybe a $10 items, or try and like leave the store without paying for their groceries or something. So that's sort of mildly sociopathic. But yeah, getting stealing, and they may even be the type to like dine and dash, like whatever they can to get. But it's almost like this pathological need to like, they steal because it's almost like they feel in their mind that like what was done to them was so unjust and so wrong, and it's sort of like they're sort of like they think that it's sort of, this will make it right, and it won't make it right. It will just create more karma for themselves. But it will create more karma for themselves. But it's sort of like they basically well, I'll just do this and then like right the wrongs. Like, so a lot of immense anger towards like both of their parental figures, like immense like, you know, anger, and because of that, it sort of set the sods for this person to be this way. And I'm getting it could be a female, could be a male, but the same. I mean, it doesn't really matter. It's just the overall energy. You'll know if this is your pile. You'll have like, okay, I get that psychological sort of construct, if you will. And now, yeah, so that's kind of a sad energy. This person's destructive and haven't really processed their trauma, and it's kind of sad. So yeah, so let's move on to pile number 4. Pile number 4, what kind of dark triad, sociopath, narcissist, psychopath energy do they have, and sort of what's the basis for it? So Knight of Pentacles, interesting, Knight of Wands. So 2 knights, interesting. So I'm hearing this is like a very either two-faced or very split person. Very, very split. And it's like, okay, let's see. What kind of disorder do they have? I'm hearing contrarian. Page of Swords. Very contrarian. And they're constantly, interesting. We've got 3 different characters, and then we've got the Wands, which is very much about conflict in the midst of it. So Knight of Pentacles, Knight of Wands, 5 of Wands, and Page of Swords. So I'm hearing this is a very suspicious person. I mean, they could be very mean-mouthed, very like and I'm hearing that they just sort of, what is their okay, what is their disorder? Let's see. Let's sort of get that at first. I'm already getting kind of a dark energy, but it's sort of like, I'm hearing it's sort of a bit of I'm hearing a very narcissistically insensitive person. So it's sort of like a very narcissistically, and then yeah, we've got right here the Conley Tarot, and I heard, okay, they really like to toot their own horn, and they really like to be victorious. So I'm hearing it, they'll be like, there's somebody who wants to win at all costs. So it's kind of got a narcissistic vibe to it, a really kind of difficult person vibe to it, and King of Wands. Yeah, like it's just like they like to really be obnoxiously toot their own horn. They like to I'm hearing they like to torment other people by having them not know what they're gonna do next. Like they really like to yeah, that's what I hear. They like to torment people in it's like just like when the person's feeling safe, they'll say something kind of mean, and it's sort of like, so yeah, I'm getting a narcissistic. So I'm hearing in some cases it might go into the land of sociopathy, but it's just hearing really highly, highly bullyish, narcissistic, insensitive person, very, very insensitive person who needs to win at all costs. So let's see, why are they the way that they are? Let's see, we've got Ace of Cups, and let's see, we've got Gateway to Meditation and Knight of Cups. So I'm hearing that something went wrong with this person, but it's sort of like not in a way that you would think. I'm hearing it's supposed to be hidden, but like it's sort of like I'm getting his sense that like, so having to hide I'm hearing having to hide their emotions and completely, because we've got here meditation, gateway to meditation, sort of like, okay, they had to hide their emotions so much. So we've got these two sort of hidden meditative cards on the other side. We've got Ace of Cups, Knight of Cups. So it's sort of like this emotion, like they couldn't move in any direction towards the emotion. So they felt very stuck. And it's sort of like their emotions didn't know where to go. Like they couldn't move through their emotions, and they still never do. So they're very narcissistic. But it's sort of like, let's see some more cards. It's sort of like Four of Pentacles, it's sort of a household where everyone had to be in control. Everyone had to be perfect. No, there was no room for mistakes. So therefore they could never feel their emotions type thing. They could never feel them whatsoever. So they basically, but what I'm hearing is that a lot of people, now I'm getting the picture of this. A lot of people, they recognize this and they move beyond it, and they move beyond that. But instead of this person completely, they developed almost an alter ego and a split self. And they instead of going upwards, they became completely controlling, because that's what can happen sometimes when people are traumatized. They can go upwards into a spiritual state and get information, but this person didn't do that, so they just became a complete square of non-feeling narcissistic egoism. So their emotions were cut off, and they could not even get to it. They could not get to the emotions whatsoever. And I'm hearing that this pattern was never, like, it's almost they went to denial of denial, and they could never feel their emotions again. They could never feel them again, and it just totally created a totally different persona of complete what's the word, like kind of a belligerent narcissistic win at all costs. So yeah, I'm getting so strong aren't all narcissists insensitive, but I'm getting a real pull on the word insensitive, narcissist, who just can't even feel, that cannot even connect to their emotions even a bit. And it's sort of like, what's something else you should know about this person? So they're only haughty and obnoxious because they're afraid. And they always like to look on top of it and completely sure of themselves, because it's their way of like defending themselves and everything. But it doesn't feel like a very nice person at all. It doesn't feel or safe. The Emperor, like there's somebody who, like, I'm hearing in a workplace situation, that complete insensitivity, just absolute by the books. Like everything has to be in a certain way. God help you if you step out of the line and do something wrong, because because you'll never hear the end of it. A very punitive, narcissistic, showy, obnoxious, toxic person. So yeah, that's their dark triad personality and how they got it. It doesn't feel like a very warm, inviting energy. And I'm hearing that this isn't the energy. I'm hearing this for some of you picked up how this could be an energy that you've had in your life, maybe once or twice, maybe even 3 times. And I'm hearing that you need to do some healing within yourself so you no longer have this kind of energy in your life whatsoever. Because you do not need to have this energy in your life. And I'm hearing however this person got this way, it's not your fault. And I'm hearing they could have a tendency to blame too, because I'm hearing that they have, they have that narcissistic trait of they have no, like this gateway meditation card. They don't really have the ability to go upwards. So if they can't do that, I'm hearing blame is their main game. Interesting. I'm hearing this person's, blame is their main game. And therefore, like they may have blamed you and put things on you that aren't to do with you. So I'm hearing, know that this is not your fault. Number 1, know that this person's behavior is not your fault, no matter how they may have tried to manipulate the situation to look this way. Number 2 is you want to clear the energy imprints of this, because it could be a familiar energetic imprint that's entered your life, and you want to basically move beyond it. You want to move beyond this kind of behavior. You want to move beyond this kind of toxic, deeply unpleasant behavior. And I'm hearing you deserve better than this. Know that you deserve better than this behavior now. Okay, so this is all we have. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you have a terrific day. Goodbye.